guys. Okay. So, today's the weekend, right? We're on Saturday, and I'm in my backyard getting ready to gear up to go study some Network Chuck Academy. So, what I would say, guys, is don't be looking at the cost. First of all, it is free, but if you miss this first week, what Jeremy and those guys are doing is they're doing like a rolling 2 weeks. So basically, I think they'll have last week for next week still. So if you want to get caught up, you can. I think you have to clear that with Jeremy and Network Chuck and Zach. But so what I would say is maybe go back and look at that. Like if you go sign up for the free Summer of CCNA right now, and you look back and you see, well, you know, I don't see last week. Well, just ask them, because like I said, I'm just a fan, okay? I'm not really, you know, I'm just a fan. I have a very small channel. I work in IT. I've worked in IT 14 years, and I started out as a desktop technician, and then after a few years, I became a field engineer, and then that was basically, I would drive around in my car. I did that for like 7 years. And then I became a senior desktop engineer, support tech, and worked for a major bank for 7 years. Well, not 7 years, about 5 years. And then after that, I went into the manufacturing area, and I've been in the manufacturing areas now for a couple years as a system administrator. So level 3. So it doesn't take that long to get going. The CCNA is going to give you what you need to survive in this ever-changing area of IT. It's just crazy. Operations is what we call it for networking, system administration, desktop support. The name that we use is operations because it's basically how things come together in that way. So the operations of the area is keeping everything operating, right? The network systems, the security systems, the system administration, operating systems, Linux and Windows and all that. That's all falls under the umbrella of operations. But this opportunity is very unique, and it is not going to be around forever. And so I would hate to see someone working at McDonald's or Walmart, and not to say those jobs are bad, because they're not, but we both know that those jobs are very hard to make a living, if not impossible. I mean, let's just be real. You know, it's very difficult, unless you're in management, it's very difficult to pay your bills, even by yourself, even in a one-bedroom apartment. It's almost impossible, especially in today's economy. So this type of opportunity is not going to come around probably again. I mean, I've been in IT 14 years, and this is the first time I've ever seen something this good, guys, that you can jump on for free. I mean, it just doesn't happen. So I would seriously buckle down and try to do this. Now, like Jeremy and Network Chuck and Zach were talking about, they were talking about cost, okay? If you think about it, if you guys, let's just be real, $30 a month. Let's say you can't get the Premier subscription for the $250 now, because it was $170, now it's $250. I feel like a salesman. I'm not selling anything. I just think this is exciting. And so that's why I'm here. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't get anything from Jeremy or anybody else. I'm just doing this because I know Jeremy's style of teaching. I know Network Chuck's style of teaching, and Zach's as well. And all three of those guys are rock stars in IT. They have been for years. CBT Nuggets is an excellent company. They run about $70 a month almost, and they're worth it. I mean, if you can afford it, they're awesome. But most people, after a while, that $70 a month is kind of heavy to pay, right? I'm gonna take a drink of coffee like our buddy Network Chuck. Hang on. I'm still trying to wake up here. But I'm getting ready to do this. I'm behind myself, so I work full-time as a sysadmin, and I work for a major manufacturing company in the country, in the world, and I have a lot of projects going on, and guess what they are? Most of them are networking, and I don't have all the skills to do it all, and that's okay because we learn as we go on the job. I've been doing networking for years, so it's not like I don't know anything. I've got my CCST, which is the first Cisco cert that you get before the CCNA. Nowadays, in the modern 2026, back in the day, it was the ICND1, and then you went to ICND2, or if you remember those days, the CCENT, which is what they used to call it. Now it's basically the CCST, then the CCNA. So Cisco gives you the backbone of everything in IT. If you think about it, if you don't have networking down, what are you going to do? You're only going to be able to work on the PCs, the Macs, the phones, and that's okay to start out with, right? But you want to get beyond that. You want to be able to work with the servers. You want to be able to work with the switches and the routers. You want to be able to work with the firewalls and the UPS machines, which are battery backup. You want to learn how to rack and stack the servers in the data centers, right? Because the data centers are a huge part of this. So what I would say is subnetting is key. And I'm just going to give a little short plug for Keith Barker. Keith Barker is awesome. Keith Barker is my hero when it comes to networking, when it comes to subnetting. Keith Barker is a good friend of theirs. They worked together at CBT Nuggets for years. As far as I know, they probably still talk and everything else, but I would highly recommend going for the YouTube channel that Keith Barker has as a supplementary stuff to your CCNA with Network Chuck, the Summer of CCNA. He has a great section, and I'll link it down in the video, on if I could speak today, IPv4 subnetting and IPv6. So you're not going to use a lot of hexadecimal IPv6 subnetting, and if that's beyond what you guys understand at this moment, you're going to understand it soon, because Network Chuck is going to get into subnetting in the course. But I would supplement with Keith Barker as well on his YouTube channel, and that's free. You don't have to go to CBT Nuggets for that, because he put it out on his YouTube channel. Like I said, I'll link that below, and I'll try to get it to the video for I think it's called IPv4 Basics, and it's got 16 videos, and you can watch that. He teaches a system that he created called the finger game. And the finger game teaches you how to subnet the bits, because the bits, as you guys know, and if you don't know, a byte is made of 8 bits. And so what you're doing is you're taking networks and you're slicing them and dividing them into smaller subnetworks. That's why we call it subnetting. So let's say you have a subnet mask. Now, how do we divide it? We divide it with the subnet mask. We have the IP address, right? But that IP address is made up of different layers and things. And so the subnetting is focused. The subnet mask is part of where in the IP address where you divide it. And Keith Barker is extremely good at showing this method at a really, really, really basic, just like a child, like teaching you like a child, which is what I need. I'm sorry, but I got it. When it comes to subnetting is hard, okay? Just get ready, it's hard. But Keith Barker will teach you in a way that makes it really, really, really simple. Now, I haven't went to Network Chuck's Academy long enough yet to know how they approach subnetting. All I can say is I'm plugging Keith Barker in addition to Network Chuck, because he has such a great subnetting, the finger game that he created to help you do this. And you literally use your fingers on it. That's why he calls it the finger game. And he gives you a method to be able to break this down. So But that's all I wanted to say. The Boson software is known for their practice tests and their labs, okay? So let's say that you just can only afford the free program, which costs you nothing. But this is the thing, guys. If you do the free program, like I said, it's a rolling 2 weeks. So once you get to week 3, guess what? You don't get access to week 1 and 2 with the free program. But if you do the monthly program, then you get all those weeks. Plus you get all the courses, by the way, that Jeremy Chera has already created for Network Chuck. But you also get the Summer of CCNA as well. So you're getting like a double thing. It's awesome. Now, if you go to Boson, Boson has a guarantee. It's the only company that I know of. There's probably some other ones. But Boson is the only company that I know of that gives a guarantee on your money back if you fail the CCNA. They literally guarantee. That's how much they believe in their software. That's how much it's been used over the years. Boson is awesome. I have Boson, and it's $100. I believe it's $100 for the year or something like that. Man, that's pretty good. You think about it. That's 12 months that you're getting. And man, like Network Chuck has been showing us in the course, like at the end of the videos when he teaches, he talks about Boson and how good they are. And I'm going to back that up. They are awesome, guys. So let's say you can only do the free course. You can't even do the monthly because you're strapped. Well, you can go use Affirm online, Affirm, AFFIRM, and when you go to Boson, click the Affirm option, and you can pay payments if you get approved. They run your credit. Even if your credit's not that great, a lot of the time you'll get approved. And then you only got to pay like, I don't know what it is. I think I'm paying like $40, $30 a month, maybe not even that. And then you get all this practice software, but you can supplement with Keith Barker and Network Chuck Academy for the Summer of CCNA. And then by the time August or September rolls around, Boson, you still have, because it's a year, you finance it for a year. Now you got another 7, months or so, 6 months, that you're still going to have, access to Boson to help you out with passing it. I cannot stress how important getting the CCNA is. Even if you don't get the certification, going through the course is extremely important just because of the knowledge you're going to get. But honestly, this is what I always say. If you're going to go through the course, why not just get the cert? The cert is going to go on your resume, and it's going to make you super marketable. The CCNA has marketability. It's a very well-known cert throughout the industry, and it will change your life. And I mean that. It will change your life. That's why I'm doing it. Because I know the value of the knowledge, but I also know the marketability, if I could say that word today. That is very important. There's a lot of certifications that are good knowledge, but they don't really have a lot of marketability in the market. Like recruiters see it and they don't really know what it is. Well, they know what CCNA is. And they also get discounts for hiring someone who's certified. If they buy a bunch of Cisco gear, they get discounts. Cisco will pay they will pay them to hire someone certified. So it's incentive to what? Hire you if you're certified, because it saves the company money every single month. It isn't just about your skills, it's about the money they're going to save. You see what I'm saying? So getting the certification is super cool, because it's going to help you in so many ways, man. Marketability, skills is the first thing, right? But then your marketability, and then these companies get paid, okay? They get discounts, okay, off the hardware they purchase if they hire someone who's certified. So instead of paying, I'm just giving random numbers here, so I don't know for sure, but like, let's say there's a $5,000 switch. I mean, Cisco might mark off $400, or $500, $1,000. I don't know what they do, but they could. Who knows? I don't know the business end of it there, but I do know that they mark off money, and companies, that adds up after a while. If you're buying 60 switches, and let's say you get $200 off a switch because you have a certified technician working for you. I mean, think about how much money they're going to save there. That's a lot of 60 switches times 200. That's quite a bit of money, right? So they're not going to pass that up. they're going to hire someone with a cert. Simply for that a lot of the time, because the money they're going to save. All right, so I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm gonna get off here. But and I have to study myself. I'm gonna try and see if I can get some study groups going on Saturday, where we can maybe come together. If you guys want to hit me up on LinkedIn, feel free. I can put my my link in there. YouTube is a great way as well. But I'll try to get some more things out there. I'm not on a lot of social media. I don't particularly like social media that much, to be honest. But I love YouTube, and Rumble's pretty good. I like the Discord server. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. I am on LinkedIn, and I do a lot of not a lot, but a genuine amount of posting there when I can. And it's not all the time, because I'm pretty busy working and the family and everything else. But I just wanted to, again, say, hey, it's not too late. You're in the second week here. The free account's still a great option. I would probably go for the mid-tier. If you can't afford the premier option, go for the mid-tier. At least you're going to get labs, you're going to get all that stuff, and you don't necessarily have to purchase Boson either. I personally would. If you can afford Boson, I would get a firm and a firm can help you pay payments instead of paying all at once. I think the total cost is like $200 and some for the whole year. Not 100. I think I said 100 earlier. It's not. I think it's like $200 for the whole year. But the payments are pretty, $30-40 a month. And again, if you got to invest in your future a little bit, you're going to have to pay a little bit of money, guys. It's just the way it is. But really, for what you're getting, it's amazing, and a lot of this is free. Most of it's free. There's a little bit of an expense, but it's not much. And you can think about it. If you're going to go out and go to McDonald's 2 times a week, you're already going to spend that. I mean, the average value meal is what, $15 now? $12? You're going to spend, why not just go get the Boson payment for $35-40? You're going to spend it in like 3 meals, So if you're going to go, think about how you spend your money. If you're going to go get, some restaurant meals, you're going to go pay for a tank of gas, you're almost hitting that anyways. Why not just pay the payment, right? And get the knowledge. All right, well, I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully this has been a little bit good for you guys and it helps you out. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try to answer you. Again, I'm busy, guys. I have a very big family and work full time, and I'm studying this thing too. I've avoided getting the CCNA for years because I know how hard it is, and I know how much work it is to put into it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm behind right now. I need to get caught up today and tomorrow, because I'm behind, because there's just so much that that I have to do every day just to exist like you guys. So, all right, well, I will talk to you later. Don't get discouraged. Hang in there, and I'll be your cheerleader. You be mine too, because I definitely need it. All right, take it easy. Have a good day.